New Wave Toys brings more boom, a budget 4KP, Super Pocket pre-orders in his arcade 1-up. Saved? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of This Week, the show where we talk about what happened this week in home arcades, episode 154. What's going on, everybody? I hope you've had a phenomenal week and a productive weekend. I had a pretty productive weekend. Not so much on the arcade front. I actually buttoned up a few things, but I really didn't do much for my arcades. Much, I say. I got something started. I did get that. I'll tell you that much. I did get something started. I got my latest arcade 1-up project started. Very minor step in that direction, but I'm working on something a little bit more fundamental to the Foxcade, the 19K Fox house, building a bar. So, everybody watched the channel. If you've been watched the channel for a little while, you know that this is the arcade, and outside that door way back there is the rest of the basement, and it's been kind of bare and just bare bones, nothing much going on in there. And everybody knows on this show, as well as other gatherings, I do tend to drink from time to time, have a few drinks, enjoy a few drinks, kicking back and have a good time. And the best thing to do that, or the best thing to help facilitate that, is a bar. So this is the most long-winded way of saying I'm working on a bar in the basement. So got that thing started, got the butcher block ordered, same material, same thought process behind the mega desk that I'm sitting at right now. The same finish that's going to have out there. So I'm excited to get that thing done. So that was kind of the main focus. But yeah, got some stuff wrapped up on the big arcades. Got the arcade 1-up project started. Hopefully you're having a pretty productive weekend also. Taking the time to get out there and do something. Don't be shy. Jump out there and that thing you've been thinking about, that project you've been kind of had in your head, go ahead and get started in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's do some research, maybe go ahead and get that artwork ordered, or maybe go ahead and try to find that PCB on eBay. Let's go ahead and get it in your house, and then just get that project started. I mean, sometimes you just have to do it. If you got an idea, go for it. So I'm going to encourage everybody to continue to do that also. And also something else I'm going to continue to do is tell me what you're drinking in the live chat. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know what you're drinking tonight. Kicking back, relaxing. It is a Sunday tonight. I am still sipping on the Jeffersons, having a good time with this as always. It's it. The jury's in. I've decided this is my go-to bourbon. You can't beat the price. It's easily, readily available. Goes down smooth. What a way to spend Sunday night talking to everybody in the home arcade community. Cheers. Hoping everybody, like I said, I hope you had a productive weekend. Take advantage of the warm weather while you can, depending on where you are in the States, on the planet. The season is kind of coming to a close. We're into August. Some of the end of the hot weather, or at least I'm hoping, fingers crossed, knock on wood, that the heat is going to subside at some point, and they're going to be forced to go inside. Which, if you're a fan of the hobby, that's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing for sure. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about getting the arcade 1-up project rolling. I'm really excited about that because that's going to be it's really something I've really been wanting to do. It's going to bring another game into the arcade that I've really, really, really been missing. Got to have it. I need it. So I'm excited to get that started. And I'm going to share all that with you as soon as I have something to share. Also got something else to share with you, and that is the poll. Every week on the This Week show, we have a poll question. This week is no different. Jump on over to the chat, live chat right now. I really want to know where everybody's at. This is something I'm really curious about what your opinion is, because as everybody knows, I do not have a virtual pinball machine at all. Nothing. And I waited for AtGames, the HD version, to kind of go on sale, and then it did, and then I looked at all the options and things I wanted to put into that HD machine, and I still thought it was just not quite what I wanted. The 4KP is definitely a step in the right direction. Now they have this cheaper version. If you don't know what we're talking about, don't worry, we're going to get into it later in the show. But for those of you that do know, is it enough? Is the savings worth you pulling the trigger? So the question tonight is simply this: is the AtGames 4K Premium Starter Package, which is what they're calling it, is that worth the $250 savings? Like I said, if you don't know what we're talking about, if you don't know all the details, we're going to get into it tonight. It's really for those that think you're undecided. You've been going back and forth. The thing is $1,500. The real machine is $1,500, or not the real, but the total package, right? The one that's out now is $1,500. This is cheaper. What do you think? If you don't know what the details are, you will know by the end of this show tonight. I got 41 votes, 42 votes. Everybody jump in there and let me know what you think, whether you own one or not. I'm just curious. This pertains to somebody who doesn't own it, or maybe you already have an HD, maybe you already have a 4K. Either way you go, either way you slice it, let me know what you think about it. Is it worth the $250 savings? Okay, so let's go ahead and say hi to the first 10 comments of the night. Everybody always jumping in early and leaving me comments. I do want to say hi to everybody, but I can't say hi to everybody, so I'll definitely take this opportunity to talk to the top 10, the first 10. Who's going to be coming in the number one slot? It is JR. What's going on, buddy? Great to see you. He says, hey, everyone. Dark Empire coming in the number 2 spot. Happy Sunday, gamers. Absolutely happy Sunday indeed. Coming in the number 3 spot is Game Broker 84. Happy Sunday, Fox. Do you think we will ever get an XL Miss Pac-Man in the blue color? The pub table is cool, but I want an XL Miss Pac-Man to match my XL Pac-Man. It seems like it's the most obvious thing in the world to do, and you would think the cheapest thing, or one of the cheapest things, you basically have already built the cabinet with the Pac-Man XL. This would just be that exact cabinet reskinned as a Miss Pac-Man. So what's the cost here? I don't know. If you look at it, it probably costs more money for them to do the pub table than the XL. We're going to talk about that a little bit more tonight, but the short answer for you is I just don't know, because I'm not sure where the hell their head is over at A1Up. But thank you so much for being here. Coming in the number 4 spot is Frank D. What's going on, buddy? If you're already committing $12.50 for the AtGames starter pinball, you're better off just spending the extra $250 to get the standard version, considering what they're stripping out of the starter. We're going to talk about all that tonight as far as what are they actually stripping out, what are they keeping, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is the big thing. $250 is nothing to sneeze at. Half the price of a deluxe cabinet from A1Up. Coming in the number 5 spot is Angelo P. What's going on, buddy? Thank you so much for being here. Evening, Fox in chat. Do we think AtGames will ever get the flipper lag fixed for their 4K pinball machine? It has been going on for a year. I first saw how bad it was when I tried it at Pinball Expo. It has been going on for a year. And I heard from all the experts that this was just some software glitch and they'll get it going. Some software thing. At this point, 1 year in, my ignorant self is thinking it must be is a hardware limitation. It's either a hardware limitation with the chipset, or they don't know how to optimize the chipset to run that and to reduce the lag. Or is it the actual monitor that they're using and the response time and refresh rate where that's where the lag is coming from? I don't know. I think that if it was the monitor, you would see that with every table, and you don't see it with every table. You just see it with those Zen pinball tables, and the Zen conversion seems to be the issue. That engine seems to be the issue with these tables. I don't know. Everybody was shocked at the price tag as far as wow, that's a pretty good price tag to bring 4K pinball home, without having to build it yourself. Maybe we're starting to see the limitations of that experience. Good question. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. Coming in the number 6 spot is David Dimon. What's going on, Fox? A new inbox Tron sold on eBay today for over $1,750. Wow. $1,750. That's crazy. A1Up really needs to bring Tron, Burger Time, and Outrun back in deluxe forms. We're going to talk about that today in the A1Up segment, because, I got some thoughts. I got some thoughts. Coming in the number 7 spot is Shogekko. Hey, Fox and all. I am sick of waiting for the flipper lag and other problems that they have with Twilight Zone. I'm just going to pull the trigger on an Ultra VP pinner instead. It's the perfect pin. I don't know what the price difference is, but anytime you go over $1,000 for any product, the consumer is going to ask themselves that question. Should I, if I'm going to go above and beyond $1,000, if I'm going to go above $1,000, at this point we're talking about $1,500, is it worth just swinging for the fences and getting the most pimped out version that's out there, totally custom one-off build, or something made from a reputable shop that does super high-end stuff, and maybe you're paying $3,000? But I mean, honestly, there is a threshold, and everybody, remember we talk about A1Up being a compromise machine. All these purchases are sort of compromises in some way. Like everyone has their own individual threshold What's the dollar amount at which you just like, well, I don't care. If I'm going to spend that much, I might as well get the best. A lot of people get to that point. That's why when we're talking about A1Up or anybody else, once they get beyond a certain price tag, I think $500 or less is where they need to stay forever, basically. But once they go beyond $500 for an A1Up, I think once you go beyond $1,000 for an AtGames, people start asking questions like, is it really? I mean, if I'm going to go that far, because the last thing you want to do is spend $1,000 and then feel cheated, because $1,000 is nothing to sneeze at. Coming in the number 8 spot is Sir Sega. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Yo, Fox, hope all is well. Happy Sunday to everyone. Happy Sunday indeed. JJ coming in the number 9 spot. Hey, 19K Fox Atari, SPKT. Is it too small and painful to try to hold and use for the Super Pocket, the Atari Super Pocket? Is it too small and painful to try to hold and use for adult-sized hands? And the arcade games listed don't appear to be actual arcade versions, but 2600 true or false. I'm not exactly sure on that. But as far as like the ROM and which ROM they're using, I think it's a good question. And I'll know more because I've got that one coming, and I'll be able to tell you exactly what that is. As far as, I'll take your comment down for just 1 second. I got a Super Pocket right here. I have fairly large hands. Okay, you can see. And if you're just using the face buttons, think of a Game Boy. This is very easy. I mean, it's obviously smaller than a Game Boy, but the Game Boy, just using the face buttons, I really don't have any issues at all. It's when I got to hit these buttons on the back where I tend to have a bit of a problem, because now I'm having to not just do this, but now my fingers got to go like this in the back. So instead of just kind of like this, or, if you're going to just use the face buttons, my fingers can rest down here. It's no big deal. But when I've got to do this and I'm trying to hit these buttons and not these buttons, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. If you have smaller hands, it's definitely better. So I like the Super Pocket for collectability, for lack of a better term. I'm sorry. I know it's kind of shallow, but I do like them for that. I like the included games. I like Capcom products. I like that Atari limited edition. That's why I'm getting that one. But I think the other version is probably going to be the better way to go. That's why I've got that ordered. That handheld seems like it's got better button placement. So we'll see. But as far as, like I said, yeah, if you're using the face buttons, I think everything's fine, no matter how big your hands are. Hitting these, the R1 and R2, L1 and L2 on the back, that does tend to be a problem with bigger hands. Just being honest with you. But I did do a review on this. So if you want to see that, it's on the channel. Make sure you go ahead and check that out. That was JJ coming in the number 10 spot. The coveted number 10 spot is Milkman Classic. What's up, Fox? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday indeed to everybody else. Zero Cool is here. Video Game Vegas is here. Kevin V. Clausen is here. We got Dan Z. We got Jim the Pacer fan, a Tran Fanatic, Andy's Game Room, Ted Adam Green. And I think we got here we go. Fret Burner. Yes, Fret Burner. Happy everyone. Hey, everyone. Not happy, but hey. I can't read. It's very sad. It's all very sad. Arcade Dave is here, and Dark Empire, I think we said hi to. Here we go. Pro Baller O or 0? You be the judge. You decide. Mad Gear Arcade is also here. Good to see you. Tony C is here with us. Biggie D. I will be on Biggie D's channel later on tonight. So after this show, after the members only live stream, I'm going to be on his show. Okay, everybody, we got a lot to get into. We got a lot to discuss. Thank you so much for being here. Vote in the poll. Have a drink. Sit back, relax. Let's go ahead and slide into the first topic. I'm going to take that. We are stuck inside. We are stuck. Let me kill that. There we go. Boom. Okay, here we go. So moving on. First thing I want to talk about is New Wave Toys bringing the boom. So if you don't know what we're talking about, New Wave Toys sent this email out to everybody on their email list, which is another reason why you probably should be on their email list. They give a lot of updates as far as new stuff coming out. If you've pre-ordered something from them, you're on the list, and so you'll get updates on your specific pre-orders. But they also like to send some stuff out when they're kind of spitballing ideas, when they're thinking about something. They want to send that out to everybody that is on those lists, and this week was no exception. So we got those. Hey, Bob, good to see you, man. Howdy, brother. Brooklyn the Menace. What's going on, guys? Brody, as always, good to see you. Cybermind Arcade, thank you so much for being here, guys. Appreciate it. So let's talk about what they brought to us. And it was a 2-question survey. We're going to get to the picture in just a second. But they basically said, hey, listen, we got these cool boom boxes. Let me show you. I got it right here. This is not the biggest version that they make. This is a small version. We got these little boom boxes here, little Bluetooth speakers. They're really cool, mimicking the old ghetto blasters from back in the day, the boom boxes from back in the day. So the question they have is, should the classic GF777, I'm going to show you that picture in just a second, should a replica of that be added to our next Replitronics boombox line? So basically, hey, do you want us to make this another boombox, just a different style? And of course, you got to use a yes, maybe, no, just depends. And the second question was, what scale should it be? 1/6 scale. Then they show the other ones in the middle, and then they show the 1-to-1 scale, the Master Blaster 1-to-1 scale. And this is what they're talking about right here. These are the boom boxes in question. They're thinking about making a 1-to-1 scale version. Now they had I think it was the mini, and they had the bigger version of this guy right here. But they didn't do a 1-to-1 recreation, and I think that's really interesting. I think they're definitely thinking outside the boom box. You see what I did there? That was good, right? Sorry. Moving on. But I think that this is cool. If you're into this stuff, I don't know how I feel about it, because I think it's kind of like, one boombox is enough. This is a little more of an iconic. The M90 is a little bit more iconic as far as this design, I think, is concerned. But the over exaggerated abundance of speakers on this one is definitely pretty cool too. So I'm not hating it, but I'm not exactly sure if we're going to have, if there's a need for more than one of these. Now, if you've got your little miniature arcade, built out, and you've got a place for this, in my arcade, I've got the Coke machine, and the boombox sits on top of the Coke machine. This one is a little bit too wide to sit on top of the arcades. So I just put it on the Coke machine. So I don't necessarily know that I have another spot for another boombox. But if you missed out on this one, or maybe if you don't like it, the other version might be the way to go. If you did miss out on this, you have another chance to get an exclusive deal, a time-sensitive deal. So there's a little over 4 days left, or sorry, a little under 5 days left. We just went past the 5-day count, but more than 4 days left to get your hands on one of these M90s right here. Like I said, this is the one that they have on sale for $40. So this is what that size looks like. Guy right here. And then they have the bigger version that is regularly $160. Now it's on sale for $109. So $110. So you're saving $50 on that. You can go on over their website now. I don't believe that there is a code that's needed. And if you get one of these, you're going to also get a free poster, which I wish I could show it to you, but it's stuck on my little wall. I've got these little small blacklight posters in my little 1/6 scale arcade area, and it really looks good. It pops because I got the black light on in here. My wall's already black anyway, so those little posters kind of blend in. But that is what's going on with New Wave Toys. Like I said, I think that this little guy kind of scratches my itch. I don't know that I need another one. But if you, for some reason, maybe didn't like this design, okay, I get it. I like that they are trying different things, trying to expand their library of stuff. I like when they do this kind of stuff, like the little cigarette machines, the coin change machines. These little boom boxes are cool. The stools, all the little little blacklight rugs, all these little things that allow you to build out this little arcade recreation is pretty cool. Now, if you just want the machines, the arcade replicas, and just put that on a shelf, this probably isn't something you're into, and I get it. You really kind of need to set up a miniature diorama to really, I think, get the full effect of all these little things. Or maybe you're not interested in any of that stuff, and you do like these little things, these little trinkets, this desk crap. You could just put on your desk and, kind of rock out. It is a pretty cool little thing. But like I said, I don't know that I'm really needing another one. I mean, this already has the antennas that pop up. This is probably good enough for me. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think about that in the comments section below. Is anybody really into this? The mini is the bigger version. 1/6 scale is the micro. LOL, 1-to-1 scale. Maybe they really will do a full size. I think this is where Mike, maybe this is what happened. Maybe emails got swapped. Maybe we thought they were talking about a 1-to-1 scale arcade machine, and they were really just talking about a 1-to-1 ghetto blaster. I don't know. They're going to sell 1/6 scale cardboard board for a 1/6 scale breakdancer. That's what we're missing. We're missing a officially licensed New Wave Toys 1/6 scale breakdancer, or really just a guy to stand in the arcade that we keep building. So that's just a little bit of something going on with with New Way Toys, let's slide on over to Super Pocket pre-orders. Went live today for the remaining 2 Super Pockets that were out there. This is what we're talking about. These 2 Super Pockets, like I said, these guys were the first iteration. You had the Capcom, you had the Taito. Now we're going to have the Technos, and we're going to have the Atari version. The limited edition Atari version is, of course, already gone. That sold out pretty quickly. So what we got here is the current layout of the new stuff coming out. Of course, you know, the ones that are bundled with the black Super Pocket case is sold out. And I think that really speaks to the demand for a simple Super Pocket black case. All these other color matching cases are fine, but I think everybody really just like, you can't even buy, like I tried to go back and just get because I missed out on the bundle that had the Super Pocket. So I got the Atari limited edition, went back, tried to buy the black case, and I couldn't buy it individually because it's sold out. It's sold out really quickly. So I think that they really should make more of just the black cases. Anybody can use that. It's going to go with anything. And I think it's funny that they're kind of acknowledging that, because you see that the new versions, the 2 new Super Pockets, you got the Technos and the Atari, the cases that come with those in their particular bundles are not color matched. They're just solid black. The Taito version you can see in this picture was green. The Capcom version was blue and yellow. So, you know, maybe hopefully we'll see more of just the standard black pockets. I think that'd be great. If you've got multiple Super Pockets, maybe you don't necessarily want to have individual. I mean, it's OCD is probably talking, you know, for sure. But I think I would hate to have, what if I got the Atari wood grain? I don't want to put it in a Capcom Super Pocket case. I don't know. Like I said, maybe this is the OCD in me coming out, but I don't think that that's necessary. I think just standard black was fine. If you wanted to have a special edition, special color, you could have had that. You could have like a brown color or wood grain color or something that even said Atari on the outside for the limited edition pocket. But for the regular ones, I don't think it's necessary. Just have the black ones, the black cases, and you'll be good to go. Hopefully they'll make more of those, because I really would like those. The green case goes great with your green console, with the purple and all that. But I think the black is just a little more standard for sure. Yeah, I was surprised that even I know. It's like Brooklyn. I think they got a good thing going on here. I think people are really digging this product. I think it's really cool. I think the build quality is good. I think the tie-in, the licenses, the tie-ins that they have, all that's really cool. And the cases are simple, but they really remind me of the cases we had back in the day for like the PSPs and the Game Boy SPs and all the stuff kind of around that same time frame. These soft shell cases that were branded, little zipper, throw it in there, throw it in your bag, you're good to go. I think I think it's part of the appeal of this form factor for sure. So, but yeah, I am kind of, I'm like, damn, really? Even the cases are selling out? Absolutely. Decadent Dave cashing in on that nostalgia hype. You know what? And I'm here for it. I'm here all day. So you see what these prices are. You're looking at $64 if you go to the Fun Stock. But if you go over to my preferred seller for North America, which is Video Games Plus, you're going to get a little bit of a discount, $57.66. Now, you're not going to have access to the cases, which doesn't matter because they're not even selling them. Or I'm sorry, they're sold out. This retailer is not selling them at all. I think the only one that is still available is going to be I think the Taito case and the Capcom case, I think, are still available. So if you want those, you're going to have to go to, Fun Stock. But if you just want to get something in Northern America that maybe you can get a little bit quicker, and obviously you're going to get for a little bit cheaper price, $57.66 is going to be what you'll pay at Video Games Plus. Like I said, that's where I usually go to get my stuff, unless they just don't have it, like the Atari limited edition wood grain. I had to go with Fun Stock for there. So yeah, those are live. If you want to get those, want to check those out, go ahead and run over there and check those things out. I like the Technos. I'm telling myself, don't do it. I'm telling myself, stop, walk away. You don't need it. It does have Double Dragon 1. Okay. That wasn't on the cart. So if I want to play Double Dragon 1 on my Evercade Super Pocket, I'm going to have to get this one. So I don't know. This is how they get you. Frank. Yeah. The Game Boy form factor is cool. And the cartridges going in, fitting in like they do is cool. But I'm trying to tell myself no, but it does look really cool. And then, but you know what's going to happen. If I've got the Atari one pre-ordered, okay, so I don't need to get the other Atari version. I've got the Capcom. if I decide, well, let me just get the Technos. Let me get the Technos version because I want to play, Double Dragon 1 because I have no other way to play Double Dragon 1, right? You know what's going to happen then? Well, but okay, now I got to go get the Taito version so I can have all four. I got to have all four versions, and then it's a spiral out of control, and we just can't have that. We just can't have it. But listen, maybe the Double Dragon A1Up cabinet is coming out. Let's just head on over to the A1Up website, and we get. Oh, I can't check if all the ads. I can't really check to see if there's anything. Okay, so that's the lightning round for the smaller companies, the handheld versions, the 1/6 scale guys. That's what they're doing. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. AtGames. AtGames. Here you go again. Trying to reel me in. I see what you're doing. And I don't hate it. So like I said at the top of the show, I don't have a V pin at all. The only one I had was the Attack from Mars from A1Up. I had that. I liked it. I did have an issue with my board eventually heating up and shutting off. It didn't die completely. The only thing I did that as far as modding, I put the piece of glass on top, replaced the plexiglass with a piece of tempered glass, and that made just a ton of difference. And I liked that table. I know it's controversial maybe to say, but I liked that. I know it was really small and it was limited, but for what it was, the user interface was pretty slick. The games included that were cool, and it got a lot of play in the old arcade. If you remember my old arcade before we moved here, it got a lot of play. When girls would come into the arcade, they would gravitate towards Pac-Man and the pinball. So I'm missing that in the arcade. Now, this has been a crazy whirlwind of a journey getting this one set up, building this arcade, literally building it, from just just an open space, right? Framing everything up, getting the games in that I've been wanting for a long time, getting them fixed, operational. We're at the point now where almost everything in the arcade is working 100%. I have to fix the monitor. I got to fix the wiring harness for Road Blasters, and that's going to be done. The monitor, I know you can't see it. The monitor for Crazy Taxi is going out. It's like sometimes when I power up the cabinet, it doesn't come on, and sometimes it does. So I don't know if it's a flyback. I don't know. I'm going to try to get the chassis fixed, but I may have to get a whole new monitor. So that's $300. This stuff adds up, right? But I'm at the point now where I've got one more big cabinet coming in, and then I'm going to be, I think, in the position to go ahead and get that virtual pinball machine, because I think my arcade needs it. I'm going to have almost every other base covered, but I think I'm going to have some kind of a pinball representation. And the AtGames 4K is exactly what I've been looking at, waiting on. Haven't pulled the trigger yet. I'm glad I didn't, because of the flipper lag and some of the things that everybody is talking about. I'm glad I didn't jump on it right away. I don't mind spending a couple $100 more to wait to make sure that everything is, on the up and up and it's fleshed out and it's working. Here is the latest iteration update from AtGames. I got this email. I am on their mailing list, like many of you are. I got this email, and it got me thinking, and it kind of got me excited about a cheaper version of their 4K offering. So there's a lot of things right off the bat that the 4K does better than the HD version. Okay, the overall shape and size and look, I think the 4K pulls off better. It pulls off way better. It just when you compare apples to apples, any video I've seen of somebody putting their 4K next to their HD, it looks like it's a better representation of a pinball machine. Just period. I don't know that anybody's going to debate that. You get the back box that has the actual monitor in it. It's something that you had to upgrade from back in the day, with the HD version. That was one of the things. I'm doing the math in my head. It's like, I got to buy this, I'm gonna get the back box, blah, blah, blah. This comes with all that. And a $250 price reduction is cool. Okay, I'm down with that. All right. Why did how did you do it, right? Where's this savings coming from? So I get the email, and I start digging in to the details. Michael B did a great video. And then in the email, there was also a link to their their YouTube channel, their YouTube video. It was just there was no voiceover, just some slides, a slideshow. Not as good of a slideshow as I do here on the 19K box. My slideshows are top tier. But it was fine. decent video. And so I took some of the snippets of that video, looking at some of the things that they were talking about, zoomed in so we could really take a look at exactly what are you getting at $12.50. What are you getting? And remember, this is also plus shipping and handling too. But what are you getting? So, and once again, you gotta. This is the premium starter. Why are we calling it the premium starter? Well, just call this the starter. The starter, the 4KP starter edition or starter. I mean, to call it a premium starter, like what do we is so should I be waiting for the regular starter? So is the what's that going to be? What is that going to be $1,000? What does that mean? So the nomenclature, the wording is a little bit weird. But anyway, this is what you're getting. You're going to get the unique collector's builder plates. You're going to get a plate. I'm assuming it's going to say premium starter version. It's not going to say collector's edition or whatever. You're going to get the matching. Now, this is the one thing that is like, oh, that's cool. That's actually something different that is better than what you get with your with the collector's edition, the other edition. It's the matching control panel artwork. I know it's probably just a piece of vinyl sticker or whatever, but that is a step in the right direction as far as making this thing look better. Because I think that the AtGames logo is just kind of ugly. It's just my personal opinion. You're going to get the table that is actually native to the unit. Makes sense. You're going to get that one table included, and you're going to get 2 months free of Pinball Net subscription. So you're not going to get a full year, just 2 months. But $12.50. Now, you're going to have to start looking at the details of what you're missing to think that you're getting ripped off or cheated. You know, this may be exactly, hey, that's all I want. That's all I want. I just want this. I want to get that one table and I'm good. And if I can save $250, that's fine. But you know, you're missing some stuff. So now it's time to a la carte this bad boy. Let's say you like it exactly the way it is. Your decision is pretty much, you know, it's made. Now you just have to sit here and, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to do it or not? If you like everything that's included, you're good. Now just decide if you want to do it or not. Is it worth it or not? But if you want to a la carte this thing because it doesn't have exactly everything you want, now we start getting into the nitty gritty. Let's take a look at that. Okay, here's all the options, the things that you can add to that. Some of this was included, some of this was not. But right off the bat, the topper, the themed topper, the thing that goes on top. I think this is probably the biggest potential savings because this is 100% pure aesthetics. This is just something that sits on top and lights up. It is, and if that's something you just do not care about, then boom, you're going to save yourself $150 by not even getting it. $150 plus the shipping. So if you decide to a la carte it and get it later, you're going to pay $150 plus whatever it costs to ship it to you. Who knows what that's going to be? So at least $150 for the thing that sits on top of the machine. Now, if you don't care about that, well then boom, that's $150 in your pocket. You've saved it. There's no reason to even bother, going on. It's probably a good deal for you. But what about the advanced features? Some of the ways you can extend the life of your machine. That's the OTG, being able to plug this thing into your PC, bring other games, have the PC run the more advanced games. You're going to have to pay an additional $100 to unlock those features. Now, listen to the Super Gamer dudes that went back and forth about this. They had, I think Wagner was actually in their chat telling us that everybody, yes, $100, you're going to get all those advanced features you're going to get back. It was like $100 each. So $100 was going to get you those advanced features back. Something that was built into the standard cost of the machine. So let's say you don't care about the topper, $150 you don't have to worry about. To hell with it. I see somebody else. Yeah, Deccan and Dave, here we go. Just get a Joe Sabos topper. I mean, maybe they have a better topper. Maybe it's better quality. Well, it probably is going to be better quality because Joe does great stuff. And maybe that's just what you want to do. Maybe it's something you just don't care about right now. And you could go a whole year without even worrying about the topper or, before you get bored with it, because you have the ability to add all those other games, just download it from their site. But then you also got, if you want to add in the Pinball Net subscription, it's $150 a year. So there's that. The arcade control panel, once again, this is something it's not included in the original collector's edition, whatever. That's $250. That's only something you need to get if you want to, like I said, turn your pinball machine into more of a multicade, right? And then the SSF kit has been praised by almost everybody that's gotten it. I think Michael B really loves it. Even those that aren't like super hyped about it, they say it's pretty good. That's $400. And then you also, if you go with the starter kit, you do not have the ability to have them install that for you at the factory. So if you're if you're a DIY guy, if you don't mind doing some of the work, like I don't mind doing some of the work, boom, there you go. You just buy this $400 plus shipping, and then you get to install it. I've heard it makes a ton of difference as far as the realism goes. But, you know, like I said, that's something that even if you got the standard edition or the collector's edition or the other edition, the $1,500 version, you'd have to pay extra for that anyway, you know? So I think it really comes down to the topper and the OTG. Everything else, you know, you once you have access, you can download games and stuff. Those are going to be, those are like the two big things. Now, if you don't care about the topper at all, if you like the look of this thing, let me just take a look. If you like the look of this thing and you don't care about a topper at all, that's 150. That's probably the biggest thing for me. I think justifies this, right? It's like the topper's cool, but I don't have to have a topper. I don't really care. You know, that's something I can definitely live without. And if I can save $150, that's not bad. I would definitely want the OTG stuff, though. I would want to definitely do that, have that option, but maybe I wouldn't have to have it right away. I may be just absolutely happy with the table that's on the machine, and then downloading some other, just buy some more pinball packs, you know, as I go, a la carte, right? But it's going to come down to the fact that you know, that one game that's included is also got some issues. It has lag, and that's really not something that is really helping this starter kit's situation. You got this starter kit. Here it is. Let's say you're okay with the lack of a topper. Let's say you don't mind OTG not being on it right right away. I'll worry about that later. The game that you're stuck with is going to have a lag issue. Now, is that going to be a problem? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, but it's a problem that you're going to have no matter what edition you get. So that's something you're stuck with regardless of the starter version, the other version. It doesn't matter. The lag is present. The lag is something that plagues everybody. So I think I would definitely, if I got this right off the bat, I'm going to start getting more. I'm going to start loading more packs from their, you know, from the website. You know, just downloading more packs, and that may be all. You know, listen, you get this machine, $12.50 plus shipping. Download some tables. That may be all I ever want to do. That may absolutely just scratch the itch that I need for the pinball in my space, and I saved $250. But here's where we got to be realistic about ourselves. We have to know thyself. And thyself is somebody who is usually not satisfied with keeping things 100% stock. I always seem to want to mess with stuff. With some exceptions, the full-size arcades, pretty much, I get them going as best as I can get them. I make them as good as I can, and then I pretty much leave them alone. I mean, especially when you're talking about the Astro City, that thing is stock. It's going to stay stock, but I like to replace wiring harness. I like to replace the power supply. I like to, before these things die, you know? So it's not really modification, but it is constantly improving, I think, getting it, making it a little bit better. If I have this machine and I do decide that I want OTG, if I do decide I really got to have that topper because it just doesn't look good in the arcade without it, I'm going to be kicking myself on any part or piece I have to have shipped in. Specifically, I'm talking about the topper and that SSF kit. The ability to be able to have that installed from the factory, the sound effects kit, the surround sound kit, to have that installed from the factory and just have it just done is really nice. And there's a ton of money to be saved by them doing it for you, and then you just do it all at once and you're done. I'm sorry, there's not money to be saved. There's hassle, there's headache to be saved by doing it that way. So you got to be honest with yourself. Are you going to be? You got to look at this thing and you got to seriously think. Let's say they never fix the lag. Let's say they never fix the lag. You spent $12.50, the cheapest way to get in, and you just bought some pinball packs and that's it, which is something you would do anyway, even if you had the other version. You're going to buy more pinball packs. These games keep coming out. You're going to buy more. You're going to buy them up. You're going to have fun. You're going to just buy about. I mean, that's part of the appeal of the iArcade from back in the day, was the ability to download games. So Is it worth the $250? I think so, because I'm not real big on the topper. I don't have to have the topper, right? The sound effects kit, I probably wouldn't buy that right off the bat because it's so expensive. So that means that in the future, I would just install it myself anyway. So I think for me at $12.50, I think it's worth it. But also, I don't see any reason to hurry up and buy this now, because it looks like to me they're finding ways to cut costs, bring the cost down to get more consumers. So I think for now, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait for the $1,500 version to go on sale, because if it takes any price hit at all, if they drop it by $50, now you're only saving $200. And look at all the stuff that's included in that package. So if the savings was only $200, would you do it? Some of you are saying, yeah, I think $200 is enough. What about $150? What if they knock $100 off and now you're only saving $150? I mean, I think you see my point. If you're one decent sale away from really kicking yourself from getting the starter kit, the starter package, the starter premium starter, blah, blah, blah. You're one sale away from really kicking yourself. And if these things do go on sale this year sometime, National Owners Day happens and if they just cut $50 off, I think I personally would be kicking myself, because while I don't necessarily have to have the topper, it is something, it's nice to have that included, to have OTG on the thing ready to go. I don't have to mess with that later. I think it would be nice to have all that stuff built in. It is less hassle. I think the surround sound kit is something that I would absolutely just add later on, no matter which version I got, because it's just so expensive. It's not cheap. It's something that I would never have. I'm not gonna buy it and also pay them to install it from the factory, because I don't think that the cost is going to offset. I'm still going to have to pay shipping, and even if I had them do it at the factory, I think I would save the shipping on that. But then I've seen horror stories where the installation wasn't that great from the factory. I think I'd rather just take the chance and do that some other time. Goofy Foot, add free shipping and you have my sale. So you're $50 to $100 away from getting this thing. That's that one sale. What happens when they not only drop the price of the full-blown $1,500 version by $50? What if this goes on sale? What if this comes out and goes on sale, and then you're kicking yourself again? What if even if they just knock off $50? For me, the math begins to change. I mean, I don't think it's a bad deal right now. The $12.50 is not a bad deal right now. It's almost worth just doing it and adding the other stuff later if you want it. But I would definitely kick myself if the 4K, the full-blown version, the $1,500 version, which has been out longer, logically, that is going to go on sale before maybe the starter kit will, the premium starter kit, starter machine. And because it's a starter machine, it may never go on sale. So I could see the $1,500 version going on sale at some point. And even if it's only $50, just saying. Mike Hawkert says, I say avoid the starter model at all costs. It is just the topper bothering you. However, there will be nicer third-party toppers available. Yeah, I think the topper being $150. If you want to go with their topper, you got to start shopping for other pinball toppers. I mean, Joe Sabo does great work, but he's not exactly cheap either. Even if you got to wait, how much are we talking? Is a topper something you have to have? Now, if you don't care about it, hey, what the hell, But still, I don't know. It'd be kind of nice to have OTG built in. It'd be kind of nice to have some of those other features built in, ready to go. So yeah, I think for me, I'm just going to sit here and wait. I think I'm actually in the same exact position I was in before. I'm waiting for this $1,500 version to either go on sale or a new version with a new IP, something I'm more excited about. When that comes out, I'll just get that. And even if I pay full price for that, it's an IP I'm more interested in. Just my 2 cents. Milkman Classic says, if I write on my letter to Santa, do you think he will bring me one? Yes, if you've been good. So if you do not get this pinball machine under your tree this year, that means you have been bad. And you need to do some soul searching and think about your life. Retro Arcade Trooper says the direct shipping option from China is the best way to go if you want to save extra money and only a 3-week wait. Yeah, that's another thing that I neglected to make a slide about. The other option that they did talk about was the direct shipped option, which, yeah, if you're not in any kind of a hurry, you can save an additional $100. Direct from China, get the starter kit, and away you go. And if you don't mind waiting a couple weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, that's another great way. So now we're talking about $1,150, so $1,150 to get it directly from China. And now the math changes a little bit more too, right? So I think once again, if it just comes down to the topper, okay, I'm going to get this. And then when it gets here, I'll just pay $100 and have the OTG unlocked, the feature unlocked, and away you go. Maybe that's it. So I think at the end of the day, you still pay the $1,250, right? Because you're going to have to pay the $100 to get. So you're going to lose the $100 savings, but you'll get that back. On the front end, the back end, you got to wait 3 weeks. It's not bad. It's not bad. So you're talking about $1,250 if you want the OTG. But if you do not care about OTG, if you're happy with this, if you're just happy with this is all you ever wanted. This is all you ever dreamed of. With the ability to download other tables in the future, which you can do that. Then I would say, yeah, I mean, go with the direct ship from China and just, spend $1,150 and away you go. But thank you for actually reminding me about that because I forgot. Yes, shame. Everyone knows your name. And yeah, you should really think about that because if Santa loved you, you would absolutely get that. So yeah, I think that I'm still in the same position that I've been in. I'm not in a hurry to get this. I don't see there's nothing that's just making me want to just freak out and get this thing now. Because once you go over $1,000, I'm like, you know what? I got a plan for this kind of purchase anyway. So I'm just going to wait. $1,250 is nice, but the lag isn't fixed and these things aren't going anywhere. And maybe the 1,500 version will go on sale. Maybe I can get free shipping. Maybe if it's sitting in a warehouse stateside, I can get free shipping and save $50 because of some kind of nod sale. Away you go. It's like OTG is like, I think over the air gaming or over the gaming. I forget what it stands for, but it's basically bring your own games. You can plug in a PC to it and it becomes basically a controller and a monitor. And so your more powerful PC can run the more powerful versions of the games. So it's a functionality that not everybody will take advantage of, but if you don't mind downloading stuff to your PC or maybe even having a separate PC just for this, you could run some really high-end tables. Remember the A1Up attack from Mars went on clearance at Best Buy dirt cheap. It did. AtGames doesn't usually. I take that back. I saw the HD version. And I know we saw the HD pinball in Sam's and stuff, but I actually saw it at a discount store here locally. I think it was $2.99. But of course, with that, there's lots you got to buy, the back box and all the stuff. And the shape was a little funky. I don't know that I haven't seen the 4KP being sold by any retailer. So I doubt unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have that option. Unfortunately. Now, I could be wrong. If we see somebody carrying it, that would be definitely be awesome. So for me, I am still in the same exact spot. If I was to answer the poll question, I would probably say yes, because I'm not big on the topper, but it's not pushing me to buy. At least not now. Okay, got to talk about this. Is Arcade 1Up saved? Have they finally released a product that signals are going in the right direction? Everything is fine. Nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Well, I don't really necessarily know about that. But what are we talking about tonight? We're talking about something that I think is positive. Okay. I mean, some people think that I just bash Arcade 1Up. I have been covering Arcade 1Up for 5 years. I've been buying their products for 5 years. I have been a fan. I have loved what they have done. I have hated what they've done. I've gone back and forth, likes, dislikes, whatever. They've hits, misses. And, Even said the X-Men 97 cabinet was actually a hit, even though many of you didn't agree. That's okay. This is my show. It's my opinion, my warped mind making these decisions. But they did something that I think is not bad. This is not bad. So let's talk about it real quick. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this, another pub table. Now, this is, I talked about in my video this week. If you want to go back and look at the video I did a couple days ago, I think I did that Thursday or Friday, talking about, I think it was Friday, talking about this release. This is the first, or this is the second pub table we've seen. We've seen some images from back in the day, some links, leaked versions of different games running on this form factor. That those images are on that other video I did on Friday. Go check that out. But they were experimenting, right? They had Street Fighter, and they had regular Pac-Man, and they had Marvel superheroes and all this stuff. And I was kind of excited about that. So when I saw this, I got excited. I got excited about the form factor. I like Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, all that. That's all good. And many of you are so happy. You said, "Wow, finally, more Pac-Man." we thought we would never see it again. I know. It's more Pac-Man. I'm not excited about these games because they're new. I'm not. I am excited. I do like this form factor. I think this looks cool. It's not just another pub table with different games on it and different team molding. They've taken the time to do some things. I know these things may seem silly to some, but it is different. It adds some utility. The light up cup holders cannot be denied. They're not black. They're blue. They match the rest of the table. They got the LEDs inside. This looks pretty cool. This does look cool. I think it's probably my third favorite form factor. I guess if I had to run them all down, this is probably the third favorite. Countercades are still probably, I think I like countercades probably a little bit more than these, but this is a good thing. I like this. I don't hate this at all. If you're going to do another Pac-Man, you might as well do it in a different form factor, that is not god awful and stupid like your collectorcade, which is just absolutely useless. It's $100 that you will never get back. If you bought a collector cade, it's horrible. You would hate yourself in the morning. Talk about regret. Talk about the walk of shame. That's what would happen if you bought a collector cade. But I don't think this would be filled with a lot of guilt or remorse. This is definitely a unique form factor. I talked about in my other video, the big problem with this is definitely going to be the one piece of plastic plexiglass that should have been included for the top. Now, I know it's tough to put that in a box, but I think that you should have definitely had one piece, or some third party out there should, and maybe they will now that there's two pub tables out there. Maybe there's a third party vendor that will make a one-piece plexiglass top. I think that's exactly what this needs. Cover the screen, cover the monitor, cover the artwork, and if you do spill, you got your covered, right? You're covered. I like this. I don't hate this. I think that it's better than the head-to-heads, the sit-down head-to-heads, because those are way too short. You absolutely have to have some kind of riser or something to get them up where it's a decent height. These aren't that bad. I like it. I absolutely like it. It's definitely something I think that it's not bad. It's cool. Some of you were talking about what's the games list. So this is absolutely not the deluxe 14 games. This is going to be more of the legacy cabinet, class of 81 legacy. So you're going to get the 12 games. These are the games that are included: Dig Dug 2, Galaga, Galaga 88, Galaxian, Mappy, Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, Rally X, Rolling Thunder, Rompers, and Jaula. Yeah, I've never been able to say that. There's your games list. Here's another image of the actual pub table itself. I think it's one of those things you either like it or you don't like it. I think if you like the form factor, rock on. But and if you want more images, if you want to get a little more information, you can go on over to the A1Up website and you can see that there's we can't see because the ads are there, so we can't see. Well, maybe next time. Maybe they'll get those ads off. Sorry. Damn, sucks. So what do you think about it? I think it's not bad. I think it's if you're gonna do something, if you're stuck, let's say you're a creative person working there, and dude, all we got is the same games. What do we do? What do we do differently? Well, this is not a bad way to rehash the same games you got. it is what it is. I mean, maybe maybe I'm setting the bar a little low. Maybe maybe this is just the best that they're ever going to do. But I think that this is not bad. This could be a lot worse, guys. This could be absolutely a lot worse. What's going on, P-Dubs, man? Good to see you, buddy, as always. Top all-rounded clean would have been much better. All-rounded, I don't mind the little cutouts because maybe it's easier for your hands, gives you a little bit more room to play, but 100% round would have been more like the Pong pub table. So maybe that would have been right. Arcade screwed up. Sometimes. I don't think this is a screw up. I think this is fine. Now, the question that I put in the thumbnail is Arcade 1Up saved? Some of you are saying, oh, wow, great. Now they're saved. I even had a comment saying, but I thought that Arcade 1Up was dead. Well, first off, I never said they were dead. But I did say that they aren't, the future is dim. It's dark. It's over. They're not doing anything. And in this, they're not doing necessarily anything new. But this is by far a better product than the Golden Tee Midway mashup. Search your feelings. You know this to be true. Even if you like what they did with that cabinet, that bifurcated mess, even if you like that, you have to admit that this is better. This is more of a pure arcade experience than that. I think that there are more concessions you got to make. There's more compromises you got to live with when you buy that machine than when you go with something like this. This is a little more bare bones, basic. Hey, it's just Pac-Man on a pub table. I'm sorry, it's Miss Pac-Man on a pub table. A little more simple. I just think that this is a better product. I don't think this necessarily points to a brighter future for the company. Like there's a new direction that they're going to go and it's going to be better. If they're going to rehash stuff, this is a form factor that I dig. So maybe they could put other games on this. I hope that we don't just see a Pac-Man version of this. Maybe we do something different. Maybe we do Street Fighter. Maybe we do Mortal Kombat. That will be fine, but I would much rather like to see newer games, a different game, not even newer, something different, something they haven't done before, and in an appropriate form factor. So this doesn't bother me. You want to do stuff like this, that's fine. But I really think that the people at Arcade 1Up aren't necessarily looking for some deep cuts, some arcade, classics. They're looking for basically different ways to sell the same games list. This isn't a bad way to do it. But you cannot deny this is the same games list that they've had before. And compared to a deluxe, you're getting 2 fewer games. It is better than more of the same. More of the same would have been a collectorcade. More of the same would have been some conglomeration, some multi-cade thing. I think this is more in line with what they were doing probably 2 years ago. Different form factor, same games. That's basically what they've done, what they did in the past. And this is fine. It's fine. What we have here is what it is situation. With Arcade 1Up, this is probably the best that we can expect from them, just putting the same games in a form factor that's still pretty cool, but it's about it. I think that to answer the question I got at the top, where's the XL? I mean, we already have a Pac-Man XL that you built, you made, you put it out there. It's exactly the same cabinet, just reskinned and with different games on it. To me, that would have made the most sense. With this design, you have changed a few things. To Neo Sarah's point, the Pong pub table was just round and there were no cup holders. So you had to modify this to make this work. It would have taken less modification to just make a Miss Pac-Man Class of 81 XL. And everybody wants that. Everyone wants an XL version. Even your new customers that have never purchased from you before would be more excited about a bigger arcade than a smaller arcade. So I don't know if you're listening. I'm sure you're not, Arcade 1Up. But while this is a step in the right direction, is Arcade 1Up saved? That I think is probably, for right now, a resounding no. Unfortunately, the only thing that's going to save Arcade 1Up is themselves. Or would you look at that?
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Okay, once again, it is that time to wrap it up. But before we do, we're going to talk about the poll question. And before I read the results of the poll question tonight, I'm going to be over on Biggie D's channel talking about all kind of stuff over there. So if you're up late, it's going to be 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and wherever he's in Arizona. So he's got the 2-hour advantage. So, God bless him. But before we go, like I said, we got to talk about that poll question. Let's go ahead and jump up and read the poll question. It was simply this: is the AtGame 4KP Premium Starter Package worth the $250 price reduction? Go ahead and end that poll. 131 votes, not too shabby. And with a whopping 82%, you have said no. You don't think that it's worth it. You don't think that it's worth it at all. That's rough. That's rough. Stings a little bit. But you know what you need? You need some ointment for that sting. And that comes in the form of a $5 super chat. This one comes to me from my buddy Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. Thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat, brother. Really do appreciate it. The XLs are in my house. I call them big blues. No. Those are the double XLs. Those are the XXLs. If it was XXXL, that's a whole another, we can't even talk about. That's a different rating for a different show. What's up, brother? Hope you're having a great weekend. Cheers. Thank you so much for being here, brother, as always. And you're the single super chat of the night. So unfortunately, you know where you got to go. You got to go to one place. It's cold. It's dark. It's the pit.
Finish him. Molina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Members, you don't have to go anywhere. My blessed members, my beloved members, you stay right here. You're going to be automatically redirected to the after show. And then after the after show, head on over to Biggie D's channel. We're going to be talking about all kind of good arcade goodness. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. You have a blessed week, a blessed day. Don't work too hard. I'll see you all back here next time. Peace.